Hello and thanks for clicking in to Witchy-Woo Tarot. This reading is for the twin flame soul connections out there and cannot possibly be for everyone watching. If it resonates with you, please let me know in the comments, and if not, check out my channel for other messages you need to hear. So remember, time, energy, and gender are fluid. Feel free to reverse roles however you see fit, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. So thank you so much to my new and returning subscribers. Your private readings have been so amazing and fun, and I enjoy connecting with you all so very much. So as we know, these connections are not all sunshine and rainbows. They are very difficult. They involve a ton of shadow work and basically a deconstruction of what we are taught our whole lives. So this is a journey of your soul, of your spirit, and it's coming back to the true source of authentic and universal love. So as we are still experiencing the full moon in Aries energy, you can definitely expect passions to be rising to the surface over the next few days in the collective. However, this reading in particular is going to be your October monthly forecast. So we will be getting the energy of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Although we already know it is not about gender, it is about positive and negative energy. And it's completely normal if you consider yourself a divine feminine to resonate with the masculine energies. It just really depends on where you are in your journey. And as we know, no journey is the same. So no matter what you label yourself, there are definitely going to be messages on both sides for everyone. So let's see what we have for the divine masculine energy. What is the masculine currently facing? What energy are they in? For the next month, for the month of October. So we have look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. So if you watched my collective reading yesterday, you know, that was a big theme, was looking at the bigger picture, understanding where we've been kind of not seeing the obvious. And we're going to be having a lot of aha moments, a lot of epiphanies as we are moving into Mercury retrograde, because, you know, I think we got so bogged down in Virgo season with the meticulous details that we forgot to see what it's all really about. Okay. So very interesting energy for the masculine. I think they're definitely going to be seeing things in a new way. So for the feminine, we have a personal issue reaches resolution. So that's also a full moon in Cancer. So both divine masculine and feminine are getting full moon energy. And so I really feel like this is about release in a sense as well, since full moons are about release. Masculine might be releasing some ways of thinking, some patterns, some behaviors, and understanding where maybe he's been missing the main message, okay? And so for the feminine, with the personal issue reaching resolution, I feel like the feminine is kind of giving it up, allowing herself to connect more to her intuitive side, and just kind of trusting that everything is going to work out for the best, okay? So for the general energy of both, we have a time for healing. So, you know, like I said, no journey is the same. I feel like both masculine and feminine are going to be purging and kind of clearing away the energy of the past and making room for this new birth of the new earth, of this new divine union, of this connection. However you want to see it, healing always needs to take place between an ending and a new beginning. So right now, you know, if you're kind of feeling that waiting energy still, just understand that healing is not linear. This is something we speak about all the time. And so I think both masculine and feminine are finally starting to heal some of those wounds that have been brought up by Chiron, by Mars retrograde, you know, with, I believe it's Chiron conjunct the moon that is going to be really like illuminating those childhood wounds, those deep-seated issues that we've been kind of glossing over. And so now I think is a really great time for both masculine and feminine to release, to clear, to heal, so that they can welcome in this brand new beginning that they've been trying to manifest, okay? So let's get started with the energy of the divine masculine. I'm going to be using the Light Seers Tarot for the masculine and the Muse Tarot for the feminine. This reading could potentially be a little bit long. Just really depends on what messages we have. So for the masculine, we're just going to do the normal workup. What's going on in the masculine's conscious mind for the month of October? What's going on in the masculine's conscious mind for the month of October? What thoughts are they processing regarding this connection with the feminine? So we have one like wayward card at the bottom that's wanting to come out, but I'm going to keep shuffling. What do we have for the masculine's conscious thoughts? What are they thinking about the feminine? Yikes, we have the Tower. Okay, so how are they feeling in their heart space? What's going on in their feelings towards the feminine? How are they feeling emotionally regarding this connection? Eight of Cups. How is the masculine viewing the feminine? How are they viewing this connection? How do they see the feminine in the 3D world? The Ace of Wands. What is the masculine's intentions towards the feminine? What are the masculine's intentions towards the feminine? How do they plan to act moving forward for the month of October? Okay. Two of Wands. And what is their desired outcome? What is the masculine's desired outcome with the feminine? Okay, wow. So we have, okay. So very interesting. So we will break that down here shortly. So first, let's see what energy is under the deck. We have the Ten of Pentacles. So in the recent past, I feel like this is the masculine truly contemplating what family means to them, what legacy means to them, what ancestry means to them. They are wanting to bring this happy family into the world. They're wanting to manifest abundance and a sense of completion with their feminine. They see their feminine. They see the potential. They see all that they could create together. And it makes them very happy, okay? It's like their ultimate happiness. And so I feel like perhaps look at the bigger picture, I think the masculine is starting to see, like I said, all that can be created by moving forward in this connection, all that is possible, all of the potential, everything that they can have together, okay? So in their thoughts, we have the Tower. And so as we know, the Tower in this deck, I love it because we have this lightning bolt striking and it's forming a heart. So we have two lightning bolts striking from different directions, forming a heart. And so, you know, this kind of makes me feel like in their thoughts, they know that the tower needs to fall. They could be processing a tower currently falling. They could be having tower moments, and they could be allowing themselves to kind of come to a new understanding, a new realization of what the connection means. Okay, they're like awakening more and more as we progress throughout the last couple of weeks. Okay, so perhaps the masculine is thinking about all of the things that need to be shed away, all of the things that need to be released, because the tower was standing on a false foundation. It was standing on sand. And so now everything that's falling away that no longer serves, they are aware that they're needing to kind of heal from perhaps a separation, okay? This could be happening now. It could have already happened. Maybe the masculine, as we've seen, has been disconnecting and walking away from karmic cycles. And so in their mind, they could just be processing all of this new information, having major awakenings and major breakthroughs in how they see things, how they are understanding things in their conscious mind, okay? In their emotions, we have the 8 of Cups. So as we know, this is someone walking away from emotionally unfulfilling situations, relationships, partnerships, connections, whatever you want to call it. They're walking away from that and they're letting those bowls sink into the ocean because they're done with it. Okay. They're tired of putting energy. They're tired of putting their heart and their soul into these connections and not getting anything back. And so this person is walking towards their brand new beginning as they are walking towards the sun. The 8 of Cups is someone walking away in search of their 2 of Cups to complete and make the 10 of Cups that happy ending, okay? So in their heart space, like I said, either they know they need to walk away from something, they already have walked away from something, and maybe they're processing this hurt. They're processing all of the shakeups that they're having to deal with in their life. So, you know, when you go through a separation, it's not like, okay, bye, we're done now. It's a lot of shit, okay? Divorce is expensive. Separation without divorce is expensive. When you share a home with someone, potentially children involved, family involved, it's not just a cut and dry situation. And so there could be a lot of foundations falling for the masculine right now. And I think he's aware that he can't have this brand new beginning with his feminine until he clears away and heals from that and officially walks away. Okay. So the way that he's viewing the feminine with the Ace of Wands, he knows that this is the potential. This is the spark. He knows that the feminine is their ticket to a brand new passionate beginning. So as you can see, we have this female character with their eyes closed and the fire is lit in their mind. Okay, so I also feel, and then look, as you can see, there's like kind of an invisible tear falling down. So I think that the masculine is looking at the feminine and seeing her being incredibly strong. Okay, she is connecting with her intuition. She's harnessing her ideas. She is holding this passionate idea inside of her mind. Her eyes are closed. She has shed her tears and she is grasping on for dear life and just ready to move forward into something brand new, okay? The feminine deserves this. The masculine deserves it. And they are seeing their feminine as this energy. Okay. Also, the Ace of Wands is typically a very phallic card. They could be viewing the feminine and being very aroused, being very attracted to the feminine. You know, since she is harnessing her intuition, since she's standing in her power, this is very attractive to the masculine. Because as you can see, this flame is lit, and this flame that the feminine carries is what guides the masculine home. Okay, so for the feminine, you know, keep shining that light, keep on holding that passionate idea inside of your mind and don't let that flame go out, okay? The masculine's intentions, this card reminds me, makes me think of quarantine, okay? This is someone who is sitting inside, looking kind of bored, looking out the window, wondering, you know, when are things going to start moving? You know, they're making plans. They've already selected the wands that they're wanting to pursue, okay? They already have their choice. Now they're planning, they're trying to work out the logistics, okay? I see the globe here and I'm thinking logistics. I'm thinking, you know, with this van here, it's like they're wanting to move things forward. They're wanting to get in that van and go on vacation and drive to the coast and be with the feminine, but it requires patience, okay? They can't just, like I said, it's not cut and dry with a lot of these situations. And so right now the masculine intends to move forward, but again, might be feeling a little stuck or just aware that they need to wait a little bit longer before they can truly come forward, okay? So let's start off with this very first card, which is the 7 of Swords. This is the masculine's desired outcome. So let's look at it. 7 of Swords, 2 of Cups, King of Swords, and King of Pentacles. So let's put the 2 kings down and talk about the 7 of Swords and the 2 of Cups. So as we said, the masculine has walked away from emotionally unfulfilling situations in search of this very thing. But what's blocking them is the fact that, you know, there's been deception, there's been secrecy, there's been third-party situations, there's been lies. You know, this person is sneaking away in the middle of the night, but as you can see, the moon, the full moon is shining down upon him. So, you know, whatever this person thinks they're getting away with, maybe the masculine thought they could get away with this type of energy in the past, that type of energy is being illuminated. Okay, so the masculine looking at the bigger picture could also be another breakthrough about how they treated the feminine, understanding where they have actually delayed this divine union between them and their feminine by being sneaky, and maybe not intentionally doing so, but, you know, a lie is also a mission. Okay, so for some of you, you may be in situations where you're just kind of in the dark and you don't really know what's going on. It's all kind of speculation. And so the feminine is kind of waiting on that communication to clear the air, right? That's what we saw in last week's reading and the previous reading. The masculine intends to manifest this union. We've already seen that multiple times. They know what's up. They know what they want. But it's this dealing with that energy and explaining their strategy. Okay, so 2 of Wands and 7 of Swords are both about planning, strategizing. So I feel like the masculine intends to move forward, like I said, into this divine union. But it's requiring them to really step up in a major way. Okay, so we have the 2 kings that are kind of the most relevant in this type of journey. Okay, because the King of Swords stands in his truth, cuts away the bullshit, doesn't allow anybody to lie, to deceive. This person is cool on his own. He could be cutting, he could be very short-tempered also when it comes to communication, but they communicate clearly nonetheless. King of Swords is more mature than the Knight of Swords. They do operate with more couth and more understanding, and, you know, utilizing their intuition to move forward in the most effective and efficient way. So with the King of Pentacles next to the King of Swords, this is also the stable king, the committed king, the dedicated, and someone who is a good father, a good husband, okay, someone who is daddy. Masculine intends to step up into this energy. Okay? Because as we know, masculine's not always so great about processing their emotions. You know, they might not want to come forward incredibly passionately with the feminine because, you know, the feminine might get the wrong idea. So I think what the masculine intends to do is to manifest this union by harnessing the energy of the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. They want this to be tangible. They want this to be something real in the real world, in the 3D. But they understand the intense need to communicate what's been going on and what has delayed this union. Okay, this 2 of Cups in this deck is like my favorite, so I'm just going to leave it on the top because I really feel like the overall message of what they want is union. Okay, they want this union just as bad as the feminine, if not more. Okay, so let's take a look at the feminine energy from the Muse Tarot and see what's going on in the feminine's conscious mind, their heart space, so on and so forth. So let's see what the feminine's going through mentally. What are they thinking regarding the masculine? What thoughts do they have towards their masculine? Okay, so we have several. Okay, wow. So we have several. Ow. Forgot there was a box behind me. The sharp edge just poked me in the butt. Okay, so we will process all of these cards here in a second because we also have the Tower coming up for the feminine and her conscious thoughts. 7 of Pentacles, the Fool. Very interesting. 3 of Cups. Okay, both of them are thinking about union. They're wanting to manifest this. So What's going on in the feminine's heart space? How are they feeling towards their divine masculine? Okay. So, yes. How are they viewing their masculine? How do they see their masculine in the 3D world? How is the feminine seeing their masculine? All right. 7 of Cups. What is the feminine's intentions towards the masculine? How is the feminine planning to act? So we had 3 flip over, 2 kings. Yo, oh my gosh. So let me find out. The masculine got the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles, and the feminine, creating the perfect balance, got the King of... Oh, okay. So we also have the King of Swords and the King of Wands. So I thought this was the King of Cups for a second. I was about to say, I was flipping out in my mind. I'm like, how can this be? This is crazy. So we have 2 kings coming up for the feminine as well in their intentions, and Temperance. So I feel like this is, the feminine intends to wait for her masculine to come forward in that king energy. Interesting. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. So let's see what the feminine is wanting as the desired outcome. How does she want this to end? How does she want things to go? What is her highest hopes with the masculine? What is the feminine's highest hopes with the masculine? What does she desire moving forward? I just heard losing hope. Maybe that's why nothing's coming out. So, interesting. Empress. Beautiful. All right, guys, let's see. Bottom of the deck. We have the Queen of Swords. So I feel like the feminine has kind of harnessed this Libran energy in Libra season, okay? She has kind of learned her lessons in a sense. Perhaps she's kind of harnessed her own emotions and, you know, not really become cold, but she's become more wise, okay? She is harnessing her intuition. She's being honest with herself, with others. She's not allowing any fuckery in her life. She's not letting anyone come in and destroy what she's built. And she's quick to cut people away and out of her life if they're not going to be copacetic with her vision for the future, okay? So in the feminine's conscious mind, let's slide this all the way over, we have the 3 of Cups, the Tower, the Fool, and the 7 of Materials. So as we know, the feminine is definitely wanting to manifest this reunion with her masculine. She's thinking about it a lot. This is a card of celebration, of friendship. So, you know, I think that the feminine has kind of got it out of her mind that this needs to be a romantic situation. I think the feminine is starting to harness her universal love and understand that, you know, maybe her expectations of romance, of relationships are kind of skewed. She's coming to the understanding that this reunion is more than some romantic escapade. This is a true celebration and coming together of divine energy, okay? And this is what she's thinking about. So again, with the Tower showing up, you know, the foundations are crumbling for the feminine in a sense too. She's coming to realizations, maybe shocked at the way that she's behaved in the past, the way that she's thought in the past. This is also some sort of separation in a sense, some separation mentality. Maybe she's allowed to give it, you know, allowed herself to give in to that type of energy instead of just letting it fall. And so I think in her conscious mind, she's aware that these towers need to fall in order for that reunion to happen. So feminine's also thinking about a brand new beginning, okay? Okay, this could be feminine wanting to start completely over and take a risk in a different direction. Or like I said, just preparing for union, ready to take that leap of faith, just kind of waiting for the go ahead in order to jump off that cliff and make things happen. And though, you know, some might think she be naive, she might think she's kind of naive or ridiculous for holding on to this notion, but you know, the feminine has worked really hard and she deserves this brand new beginning. She deserves to have fun and take risks and go after her passions and do what it is that's truly calling to her. Okay? And so with the Seven of Materials, this is someone who is working on building something. Okay? She's building a future for herself. She's working towards stability. This is also a card of waiting as well. So, you know, you plant the seeds, but then you have to wait for the seeds to grow, right? And sometimes the seeds don't even grow. And there we have missed opportunities and things like that. So, you know, this missed opportunity could be weighing heavily on the feminine's mind. And she could feel like, you know, she's waited a really long time. She's been waiting for this to manifest. Things are moving along very, very slowly and she's ready to go. Okay. She's ready for the towers to fall. She's ready to reunite with her masculine. And in her heart space, we have the Page of Voices. So the Page of Swords and Justice. So in her heart, it's like she really wants to gain balance. She wants to get clarity over what's really happening. She could be kind of aware that maybe the masculine has been keeping an eye on her. She could also be doing the same, maybe standing back and just looking into things to see, you know, where they at. And, you know, some people think this is kind of a stalker card, but I see it more as like keeping an eye on someone, trying to learn more about them. And there's really nothing harmless with that. I feel like if you have a real stalker, then you need to call the police, okay? So with this card next to Justice, I feel like in her heart, she just wants things to be balanced. She just wants justice to be served. She wants the wrongs to be righted. She's keeping her distance from the masculine. But I feel like in her heart, she's holding on to the thought of things finally turning in her favor. Okay. So again, as we are ending Libra season and coming into Scorpio season, this justice could be weighing heavily on her heart as well. Okay. So with the Seven of Cups and how she sees the masculine in the physical world, she could be aware or feel as if the masculine has lots of options. She could see them as very confused, very overwhelmed. And she could be very understanding that since this is an incredibly emotional situation, you know, it's understandable. It's understandable. Like I said, she's aware of, you know, the complexity of the situation at hand. She's not naive enough to believe that it's just going to be a snap of the finger or a flick of the wrist and her masculine's going to show up at her door. Okay, she could be seeing the masculine as, like I said, overwhelmed, confused. But also, you know, for some of you, you could be connecting with your masculine in the 5D through dreams, through visions, through songs. This is connecting with someone on like another level of consciousness. This is also fantasizing. So she could be connecting with the masculine in that way. She could also feel as if the masculine is reluctant to make a decision, which in their intentions, as you can see, they already have, but it's taking a long time. And so what else is the feminine to think, right? So again, we have two king energies coming up for the feminine as we had for the masculine. So we have the King of Wands and we have the King of Swords. So the feminine intends to live passionately. She intends to go after what it is that truly sets her soul on fire. She is going to push forward and go after what she wants. King of Wands is someone who doesn't take no for an answer. This is fire energy. As we do have Mars in Aries right now, just leaving that Mars and Aries full moon, conjunct Chiron and all the crazy bullshit that's going on right now. I just almost made myself dizzy thinking about it. So lots of fire energy for the feminine. She intends to live passionately and to stand in her truth, okay? She intends to remain in control of her emotions by just focusing on her passion, standing in her truth, and just like the Queen of Swords, cutting away what no longer serves, but in a more evolved way. Okay, so now the feminine is also kind of taking on this masculine energy, because with her masculine not being present in the physical, she has no choice but to find union within herself. Okay, so feel very strongly that the feminine is doing the work. She's moving forward. She's not going to allow the absence in the physical world or the illusion of separation to stop her from moving forward. And so, as I said, nothing's going to stop the feminine. Her desired outcome is to just remain in this Empress energy. Okay. Oops, I skipped a card. Also, this came up for the feminine's intentions with Temperance, as I mentioned before. I really feel like she doesn't plan to take any action towards the masculine. As a matter of fact, she's getting comfortable in this Temperance energy. She's seeing things for what they are now, instead of, oh, I just have to wait forever and be patient, and I don't understand that. Now she's harnessing the energy of Temperance by understanding that the wait is for a reason. She's allowing this time that's going by to really truly help her harness her path, her spiritual journey, and what it is that she's meant to do in this earth. Okay, she's trusting divine timing. She knows her angels and guides are working behind the scenes to bring the perfect alchemy of energy between the masculine and feminine. Okay. And so with the Empress, like I said, culmination of all four queens. This is baddie right here. Someone who, manifests, who loves, who communicates, who manifests abundance, who is abundant, who's fertile, who's a mother, who's gentle, who's kind, but also witty and able to communicate effectively and with grace. Okay. So feminine intends to be her, to rise in her divine feminine power. And that's beautiful. I love that energy. So let's go ahead and get some. I would like to get some clarification on the masculine's intentions. Let's get some clarification on the masculine's intentions. We have the Four of Pentacles. Anything else for the masculine's intentions? That's way too many. Anything else for the masculine's intentions? All right, we got nothing. So I'm going to stick with the one card and not push it. So to clarify the Two of Wands, I think the weight for the masculine is them, like I said, just trying to build their stability, trying to save their money, trying to work on this stable foundation that they're trying to build. Because as we know, the masculine's desired outcome is to show up as the King of Swords, King of Pentacles. So to be the King of Pentacles, that requires you to, be abundant, to have all of your finances in order, to be able to be committed and dedicated and loyal, but also to provide. Okay. And so the masculine is still kind of holding on to the thought of the physical world. And so that's kind of what's holding them back. They need to break through the illusion that the Pentacles is all that matters. And so once they find that balance between the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords, that's when they can truly get into their own power, okay? When they stop letting material things hold them back from doing what it is that they want to do. So let's get some clarity on, I don't even think we need clarity on the feminine. I think it was all pretty self-explanatory. So what I'm going to do is get some energy oracle cards and see what is going to be challenging for the masculine in the month of October. What is going to be a challenge for the masculine? Okay. What is the masculine's challenge for the month of October? And guys, October is going to be challenging in general, especially with Mercury retrograde. on the flow. Okay, so let's see what we have. We have the Magician in the Mirror, the woman holding a heart, and the happy family. So what's challenging to the masculine in the month of October is looking in the mirror at themselves. Okay. What's going to challenge them, like I said, is that Seven of Swords energy popping up right before the Two of Cups. They know what they did. They're looking at themselves in the mirror. They don't like what they see. They know that they have the ability to manifest this and that it's kind of in their hands. But when they get ready to do so, they think about this woman holding a heart. This kind of represents the Queen of Cups to me. And they see their feminine when they look in the mirror. Okay, they see their divine feminine. When they look at themselves, they see the feminine and they know how much they hurt the feminine. Okay. And so, this energy of like halting in one's tracks and finally seeing the man in the mirror, it's hurtful to the masculine because it was hurtful to the feminine. All right. And so having to deal with the reflection of what they did, what they said, what they caused, it's going to be challenging for them to move on to this level, to this, happy family. This is the Four of Wands. Okay. So again, reunion, union, happy family, happy life, stability. All right. And so the challenge is getting here. And so looking at the bigger picture now, seeing how their actions affected the feminine, it's going to be a struggle. Okay. Don't be surprised. Masculines could be getting very emotional over the next few weeks. Like I said, especially with Mercury going retrograde, they could potentially want to reach out really badly, but be feeling that guilt, that shame with all of the energy coming up with the full moon. So by the time the Libra new moon comes, things are going to be very different. You're going to start to see a balancing out of these energies. So beginning of October might be a little bit rough for the masculine, but like I said, they know the end game is this happy family, this Two of Cups, this Ten of Pentacles, and it's what they've been manifesting, okay? So let's see what's going to be challenging the feminine for the month of October. The thinking woman. Anything else? Anything else? Okay, so we have the thinking woman, the first chakra, Archangel Michael, so the root chakra, and appreciation. So as we saw in the feminine's conscious mind, we did have the Tower, we had the Fool, we had the Seven of Materials. So I think the feminine struggle is going to be overthinking things, allowing herself to perhaps, be reminded of the way things are going in the physical, and that's not really what she's wanting to manifest. So she might be seeing things and just overthinking and not really understanding that she doesn't know everything right now. Okay. Everything hasn't been revealed to the feminine yet. And so with this thinking woman card, feminine, please beware of overthinking. Please beware of allowing yourself to slip into a mentality, because remember, you are not your mind. Okay. You are not the narrative that goes on in your mind. You're not the voice that you hear in your head. Okay. You are not those feelings of anxiety. You are not everything that's going on that's stirring up all that pain for you. Your soul is who you are, okay? So trust in your soul and don't worry about those pesky thoughts, right? So also with the first chakra, feminine could be struggling again with anxiety, with worries, with fears, because that is what the root chakra involves. This is all about your power, where your power comes from. And so, perhaps doing some root chakra meditations. Root chakra is also associated with Mars. And so, like I said, this energy right now with Mars retrograde might be kind of making things a little difficult. The feminine could potentially, like I said, be falling into an overthinking pattern and feeling, not good enough, or feeling just worried or anxious. Okay. And with appreciation, you know, sometimes when we get into that mentality, we forget to truly appreciate what it is that we do have and appreciate the journey for what it is. And so, you know, we tend to fall back into those old patterns of thinking because things aren't manifesting as quickly as we'd like. So just remember to show gratitude when you are manifesting. Remember that everything you've been through is for your highest good. And so even if it's shitty, learn to appreciate that, you know, those shitty moments, those awful times, because those times are what make you stronger. Those times are what bring you to that Empress energy. Okay. So I'm also going to get a card each for the masculine and the feminine from the True Love reading cards and get some advice from Spirit on how to handle those challenges. And then we will get messages. Can I not set this random feather on fire? So let's get a message for the masculine and see what Spirit has to say regarding advice for the month of October. So for the masculine, we have love, beautiful. And for the feminine, what do we have as advice? Reparenting yourself. Okay, so let's talk about the masculine first. Okay, bottom of the deck we have manifestation. So both advice to both is truly get centered, ground yourself, understand the steps of manifestation, and focus on what it is that you're wanting to materialize. Okay, so with the card love popping up for the masculine, as you can see, this person is by themselves. They are zen, they are centered, and the love is actually it's originating from within. Okay, so like I said, masculine is understanding the bigger picture now, getting back to that true, genuine, authentic place of love from within them, allowing these towers to fall and illuminate what it truly is that this journey is all about. It's about the union. It's about the happy family, the love, this divine love. Masculine can also, again, with looking at the bigger picture, facing the man in the mirror, truly understand that this love that the feminine has shown them, it wasn't to gain anything. It wasn't to tie anyone down. It wasn't to achieve or get anything for their own good. It was simple, pure, unconditional love. There were no expectations. Perhaps maybe there were, but I feel like I said the feminine is deconstructing and realizing that this journey isn't always romantic. This is about just unconditionally loving someone regardless of where they are in their journey, and trusting and knowing that you will find one another again when you are ready. Okay, and so the masculine is coming to these epiphanies and starting to live their lives in authentic love, which is beautiful. For the feminine, we have reparenting yourself. And I feel like we've gotten this card before for the feminine. This is a common theme. So with the feminine too, her intentions to step up into this masculine energy, this could be talking about issues with, you know, childhood wounds, feeling the need to take care of oneself, be authoritative, be in control. I think the feminine's tower moments are, like I said, where she perhaps was not living authentically and she was like allowing herself to kind of be deceived or treat herself poorly, and perhaps because of the way she was taught growing up. And so now she's shedding away those things and she's loving herself. She is being the person that she wished was there for her when she was growing up. Okay. And so a lot of you feminines could be dealing with, you know, mother wounds, father wounds, shame, regret, those type of things. But reparenting yourself to me is like you're releasing those things. Okay. Those type of wounds are coming up to be cleared once and for all. All right. And so with a personal issue reaches resolution, I do feel like within the next few weeks, I've been seeing it a lot. I've been channeling it a lot. October is going to be really, really big. So with Mercury retrograde happening, a lot of you could be hearing from your divine masculine and not be expecting it, because you're doing the work and you're kind of putting it on the back burner in a sense. You're focusing more on evolving and doing right by you. And so, like I said, you are in this energy, you've got this spark in your mind, and that is the light that guides the masculine back home, okay? So let's get some messages from the masculine and from the feminine. So let's see what the feminine would like to say to the masculine regarding where she's at in her journey. And I have combined both of these decks. So let's see what we got. So, several for the feminine. We have I am worthy. Beautiful. I'm rejecting fear. Exactly what we talked about. Because the feminine could have been taught fear, just like, you know, all of us. We're born of love, but we're taught in fear. And so now as an adult, the feminine is having to go back and regroup and realize where, you know, she's been taught something that isn't actually true to who she is. So struggling with getting rid of that fear, she's saying, I'm rejecting it. So she's aware now that she has been perpetuating this pattern of overthinking. And now she is saying, I'm done doing that. I'm rejecting those things. We have spent lifetimes in love. So yeah, aware, very aware that this is not just some simple fly-by-night connection. You know, feminine can also be having epiphanies, having visions of past lives. Damn, my ear's fucking ringing. Like, like I can't even hear. We also have self-love is the best love. And that's that Empress energy right there. Loving yourself enough to be that badass spiritual goddess who can do anything, who can be anything. I have the power to create my own reality. So with that manifestation card on the bottom, this is exactly what the feminine's doing. She's focused, okay? She's aware of the connection, but she's not clinging to it, okay? She knows that she's worthy with or without the masculine. She knows that it's her job to clear away these wounds, to process her fear, to just love herself to the best of her own ability, because nobody knows how to love you better than you, all right? And so from the masculine to the feminine, from the masculine to the feminine, from the masculine to the fem. You know what? All them cards on the floor. Ooh, okay, wow, all right. So I am no longer confused about this connection. Damn. So like I said, they have chosen the wand. They've chosen the direction they want to go. They're not confused about it anymore. They're not in denial about it anymore. Okay. I think that they were for so long because they were afraid of these tower moments, and you know, it really debilitated them. It really stopped them from being able to do what they wanted in their life, that what was really making their soul happy. Distance was necessary for me to find myself. So the masculine's also owning up to the separation. Okay? They know they weren't ready back in the day, whatever day that was for you, maybe a Wednesday, maybe a Thursday. They weren't ready then. They weren't strong enough to stand up and defend the connection. They weren't strong enough to cut away what was comfortable, you know, their routines. They weren't ready to do that. They needed to shed their ego. Their ego needed to die, and the tower needed to fall. And they've known it all along. They just didn't want to do it because they were comfortable in their 3D life. So this distance has really allowed this masculine to awaken. Oh my God. I am ascending into the 5D and beyond. So Again, connecting in dreams, connecting in visions, leaving behind the old paradigm and living in authentic truth. Understanding that the old ways are not the right ways, okay? That we're here to forge a new path, a bright, beautiful, brand new beginning. And I want to earn your trust. So this is steady for the masculine. This has been coming up for them several weeks in a row. Masculine wants to clear the air. They want to talk about this dishonesty, fill the feminine in on what's been stopping them from moving forward. Maybe why they weren't honest with them at first. Maybe they were embarrassed, whatever the case may be. They want to earn the feminine's trust. This is a very clear-cut reading, okay? And so I feel like each week we kind of inch closer and closer to this big reveal. And so, it's so crazy. You guys have got to let me know in the comments how this resonates for you. So I'm going to end the reading with some musical messages and see what the feminine has for the masculine as far as a song dedication. Okay. Where did that go? Oh, it's on the floor. Okay. All right. So from the feminine to the masculine, we have Like a Wrecking Ball by Eric Church. That old house is going to be shaking. I hope those bricks and boards can take it, but I won't be surprised if the whole damn place just falls. I'm going to rock you, baby, like a wrecking ball. So again, like I said at the very beginning, lots of passion coming up over the next few days, coming into the beginning of October. I feel like perhaps this passion is what kind of propels things forward for the feminine. And with them, again, in that energy of the Ace of Wands, they know that there's no connection like this connection. They know that it's going to be wild when you guys do reconcile, okay? And then we have the reason. So I found a reason for me to change who I used to be, a reason to start over new, and the reason is you by Hoobastank. So in a way, the feminine also needed this distance. Okay, she needed time to emerge as the beautiful butterfly. Okay, she wasn't ready either. She might have thought she was, but I feel like the feminine kind of got herself all worked up about this separation and this confusion of why this happened. And it took her so long to get on track. But I think that she's starting to understand now the whole purpose of her connecting with the masculine was for her to evolve spiritually. So let's see what the masculine has for the feminine. 2 out right away. We had Kiss by Prince at the bottom. So again, kind of shedding away that materialistic way of thinking. They don't need anything from you. They don't want anything from you. They just want to kiss you. They just want to spend time with you. They just want to be with you. That's what's going to make the masculine happy. That's what's going to make the feminine happy. So from the masculine to the feminine, we have Take Me Home Tonight and Borderline. So with all the power you're releasing, it isn't safe to walk the city streets alone. Anticipation runs through me. Let's find the keys and turn this engine on by Eddie Money. So more passion coming through in song. The masculine is like on the edge of their seat. They're ready to make this happen in the physical. All right, 2 cards, one from the feminine, one from the masculine, talking about passion, talking about sex, talking about being together physically. Both of them truly want this, okay? Anticipation runs through me. It's like such a nervous energy. And it's crazy when you know what you want and you have your eyes set on the prize and there are delays and there's waiting. Okay, it's hard to be patient when you know exactly what it is that you want. And then, like I said, we have borderline. So something in your eyes is making such a fool of me. When you hold me in your arms, you love me till I just can't see. But then you let me down. When I look around, baby, you just can't be found. And that's by Madonna. So again, more acknowledgement of the connection between the masculine and the feminine. When you hold me, when you look at me, they know this connection is so real, but it's like now the feminine is nowhere to be found. The feminine's focusing on herself. And so now, again, borderline to me is like, oh gosh, right on the edge, right? Masculine is on the edge. And I feel like when it's time, he's going to pounce. Okay. So again, please let me know how this reading resonated for you. I hope it resonated with someone. Leave me a comment down below. All of my information will be in the description box as well. If you would like to chat or if you'd like to purchase a private reading, please contact me. Other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful month. You will see plenty of me in the next coming weeks. So yeah, I hope you guys stay safe and well. I love you, and I will see you soon. Bye.